What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here, and well, this will be my impressions on Valkyrie Elysium after putting like 2 to 3 hours in the demo. And personally, I really wasn't hyped or interested in the game, especially after the change in genre, art style, and I just wasn't feeling it. But after playing the demo, in all honesty, I had fun with it more than I actually expected, though I wouldn't say I'm like hyped about the game. But I think the demo gave me a better perspective on the game, and I have a better idea as to how it would play, and if this is a game I think I will really enjoy. Now, before I continue, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. So Valkyrie Elysium is a part of the Valkyrie franchise, a series that depicts the end of humanity and their encounters with gods through a unique world inspired by Norse mythology. It all started with Valkyrie Profile for the original PlayStation way back in 1999, with subsequent entries appearing on the PlayStation 2 as well as handheld and mobile platform. At the time, the games were more turn-based, which is what most JRPGs were. Obviously, times have changed, and well, the same goes with Valkyrie Elysium, as it seems they have embraced and changed the game to be more like an action RPG. This new game presents an original story set in a world that teeters on the brink of destruction. You play as a Valkyrie who is entrusted with the fate of this world by the All-Father, the highest amongst gods and the ruler of all creation. Descending to the land below, you must battle powerful foes and uncover the secrets behind the impending ruin. Personally, I was mixed because a lot that we saw when the game was announced left me worried, especially with the trailers. I thought the game didn't look good. I was very concerned about the gameplay, how the game ran, and of course, would the game be fun to play? After playing the demo, I have to say I am more optimistically looking at this game, but I'm not on that hype train at all. Graphically, I feel the game doesn't look good. I do think though the art style and the shading that it has helps the game look a bit better and more palatable, and I feel it was a good decision on their part. Instead of maybe going with more like realistic graphics, they added this shading and it looks a lot better. The game though does suffer from stutters from time to time, some frame drops, hair in some cutscenes seems to be like jittering a bit. It's not as bad as the trailer, but you can still see it. The environment can take time to load and pop up. AI sometimes acts weird, and for me, I hope they can fix some of the stuff, like, and optimize the game better, but the game is coming out fairly soon, so I don't think they have the time unless this demo is like a very old build. Now, visually, as I said, I'm not liking it. However, the gameplay though, I do feel is more fun and enjoyable. In the game, you have a normal attack, a transition attack, your evade button, your guard button, you can jump, you have your divine arts, which are like magic spells that you help people understand what they are. They have elements, and there's like healing, there's also some moves, and then you have your soul chain. Soul chain is something interesting as you can latch and push yourself towards objects, ledges, or to enemies. So during combat as you're fighting, you can use your soul chain to close the distance between enemies and extend your combo, or you can use it to attach to an opponent to pull yourself out of an area that has a lot of enemies, and maybe you are gonna get mobbed or you're gonna get surrounded by them, so you just throw the soul chain, leave that area as quickly as you can. The divine arts play a big role as some have elemental attributes. Enemies have weaknesses towards certain elements. So for example, there's a group of enemies that are weak against lightning. So if I fire lightning towards them, it doesn't just damage a lot, but it also stuns them and leaves them like in a crushed state, just there like frozen. And you will see like a bar slowly decreasing, which is when the stun stops, which that can be very helpful when you're dealing with a mob of enemies, because you can just freeze a group of enemies with your lightning and just stun them, and then you can just focus on like the other enemies and then go back into the enemies that are stunned. In the demo, you get to experience using your Reinhardts during the tutorial. I feel they add a lot here, especially to the combat. They also have elemental attributes, which again plays a role in combat. They add towards helping you in exploration, and of course, into extending your combos and see how much you can increase that meter. In the demo though, you only get to use them in the tutorial part. The rest of the demo, you won't have them. The combat has been quite interesting, however, it didn't start that interesting for me. It started getting enjoyable when I started to unlock moves for my character, and of course by upgrading the weapons I unlocked more moves. I unlocked a parry, then I unlocked the ability to be able to evade twice. I got more moves and my moveset expanded after upgrading my weapons. This is a game I can see the combat getting fun, deeper, and better, but you will have to get there by unlocking the moves, which is not a bad thing. It is not something unheard of. A lot of games do that. And at the positive side, like I said, I played 2 hours and I feel like you can unlock them fairly quickly and get to a point where the combat is a lot more enjoyable. You will be able to level up your weapons. Leveling them, as I said, gets you new moves. Then the Valkyrie can level herself up. She has like 3 skill trees basically, an offensive one, defensive one, and a support one. Also, as you acquire skills, these skills cost CP. And there's a limit of the CP you can use. I don't know if you'll be able to increase that limit, but so far in the demo it's 500. You will be able to choose and set up the skills based on what you have, so you'll be able to build a character that suits your game style as you're able to toggle on and off and play around with what you want in your character. So this could be something that has a lot of depth. I don't know, we still have to see how much is going to be added to the characters when it comes to combat and, you know, all the skills that they get. A thing to note is that, of course, to be able to upgrade your weapons and your character, you will have to collect runes, and there's like 4 or 5 different types of runes. And of course, you get a decent amount of them while you're fighting enemies, but you can also get them by like destroying barrels, destroying boxes, like you can find some. And that just like reminds me of like back in the day, like some action adventure games we used to do that were like you had to break everything in the room because maybe that vase has like something or like some coins or something that you could use to upgrade your character. So for me, it's like something in my brain just ticks and I'm just like trying to break every box. So I'm like wasting time just breaking all the boxes. It's not a complaint, but I do see some people being like, damn, I need to break all the boxes because I could get some extra runes to upgrade my character or my weapon. The combos is a bit interesting. You have a meter and you can build up that meter and the meter would slowly drain itself. And once it drains itself, that's when it cuts off your combo. So even if like your meter is built high and you get hit by an opponent, it doesn't cut off your combo. You can keep going, which, I don't know. It's a bit mixed. I feel it could be a bit harder. Also, when it comes to the boss fights, I don't know. I feel the boss fights are a bit easy. First try, I think I finished it in a decent amount of time. And then on my second try, I just flew by it in 2 minutes. But obviously I knew how to fight the boss at that time. But even still, when I was playing the boss for the first time, I really didn't feel this sense of like, fuck, this is hard, or like, damn, this is complicated. I'm hoping the bosses get a bit harder. I feel I probably will need to increase the difficulty in this game. Right now, I chose normal, that's what popped, and I don't know if you can switch it up, but I'll probably switch it to something harder because I feel a lot of stuff is a bit easier for me. In the end though, I do think the combat is a lot more enjoyable than what I thought it was going to be for the game. I do think the game still has its flaws, which is why I'm not on that hype train. Though I am looking at the game in a better perspective. I think if you're curious about the game, you should definitely try the demo, so you can see if this is a game for you or not. Of course, when the game comes out, I will be trying to put a review out there. So yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. Had a good time. As always though, it's not just about me. What are your thoughts, guys? Have you tried Valkyrie Elysium? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below. This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.